what's going on, man?
No,
Can
not
you
much.
believe?
Nothing.
Can you believe this is our 29th episodes? We're
It's
currently
going-
in 53 countries and have an audience over 100,000.
Yeah,
So it's
just
doing
hit the
killer.
100,000 mark, so that was exciting. To
Yeah,
do
well,
that.
yeah.
So,
Thank you very much, loyal listeners. We really appreciate it. And dude, you've got to check this out.
what we got?
Just,
What we got?
just check this out, man.
Don't expect no sympathy. If your guys sing down to me, shut your mouth, turn yourself around.
That's cool. What is that?
That's a band called Jenner. And speaking of which, who we got today?
Jenner?
Jenner.
No, you got to be shitting me.
I'm not
Okay,
Jenner.
well, with us today, we happen to have the guitarist and vocalist from that band, Alexandra Lioness. How are you doing today?
Hello, I'm great. Thanks for having me.
Thanks
you-
for being
thank you
on.
for
We really
joining us.
appreciate it.
Yeah, it's a pleasure also for me. Yeah, I can't wait to talk.
Nice.
So, tell us a little bit about yourself, and you're from Belgrade, Serbia, and tell us a little
Yes.
bit about your background and musically what you've done so far.
Oh, well, it's a hard question. I don't know where to start. No, let's start from the beginning. Yeah.
Yeah.
Alexandra, I'm from Belgrade, and I started playing bass guitar as when I was around 15 years old. I had my first band with my sister that played glam metal, hard rock music. But, I wasn't very happy at that situation, so I switched to electric guitar and formed my own band. I'm sorry?
I said, were you not happy with the music you guys were playing, or that you were involved with the sister?
No. Actually, I kept playing with my sister in my own band, so it wasn't the issue. Yeah, actually, the music genre was a little issue. I mean, of course, I love hard rock and glam metal and everything, but I was more like a heavy metal lover, and then I started listening to thrash metal, speed metal, and my influences were, I don't know, Anthrax, Megadeth, and some and those kind of bands. So I decided to form my own band, and my sister stayed in the band. Yeah, in this one, in Jenner, I was like the founder and the leader of the band, and later we started composing our own music. And yeah, the story began around 2030.
Okay.
Yeah, end of that year, we formed a band and started playing our favorite covers. Of course, later we had to go a little higher with the quality, with the music, and we started writing our own songs. So the first album was released in 2017. Yeah, and band was usually like a hobby for us since I was in a medical faculty during that period, uh, especially that period when we worked on our first album. So yeah, it kept being like a hobby, but for me, it was like a huge passion, and I simply had to continue working on the new music and to continue improving on the instrument. And later, I started singing. I mean, that wasn't my original plan, but I'm not sad about it. I'm very happy because right now I can do almost everything by myself, and that's very useful. Yeah, that's very useful. Also, with drums, I'm not a drummer, but when I compose music, I can program the drums. I can play guitar, bass, I can sing. So yeah, it helps me a lot with composing music. But when you have a band, you have to have different people to play the instruments. Yeah, so my band switched from being a quartet to being a trio because the singer left the band, and I didn't want to find another. I just started singing, and yeah, right now we are the three girls band. We are playing heavy metal, thrash metal. Yeah, so after that first album, we released the EP. So the first album is called To Live Is to Suffer. The EP is called The Test of Time, and the most recent release was Prove Them Wrong, released in 2024.
Nice, very nice. Now, since you and your sister both play, does that run in the family? I mean, are your parents musically inclined as well?
Uh, Actually, none of our relatives are involved in music. We are the first ones, but our parents are always were they loved rock and metal music, especially mom. We always mention mom during these conversations. Yeah, because she started influencing us as kids, listening to, I don't know, Motorhead, AC/DC, Anthrax, Europe, and those kind of bands. So yeah, we simply started listening to those bands, and later, at some point, at the same time, my sister is 3 years older than me. At the same point, we reached the point where we wanted to play the instrument. I wanted the bass, and she wanted the drums. So we started practicing at the same period, and we immediately formed a band. And while we were in the band, we practiced and improved. So yeah, it was like from zero musical knowledge, um, experience, zero anything, and we still kept doing it. And I am still doing it. I mean, now music is basically my job. Yeah.
Does your sister does she still play at all?
Yeah,
Or
yeah, she is.
Yeah, actually, she made a couple of breaks because of her pregnancies. Yeah, she has 3 kids, and her third kid is now 6 months old. So yeah, we are on a little break due to her maternity leave, and also during because of my other projects and other bands in which I'm involved now. So we had to put a little break on Jenner, but we are planning to come back with new stuff in the future. I'm not sure when, but yeah, it's still going on.
so you mentioned other bands. I know you're involved with two other bands besides Jenner. How do you arrange all the different practices and rehearsals and studio time and shows and gigs and everything with the three bands? That's got to be a challenge.
Yeah, actually, that's very interesting question. Everything you do in life, you have to make a priorities, and that's also happening here with those bands, because my second band is Sigma Epsilon, which is the band that I joined after it was formed, and we are all friends there, and it's mostly like a hobby, and we just write and release stuff when we feel like it. We schedule the shows when we want, usually here in the local clubs and stuff. So it doesn't take much time. But then we have a second level, let's say, which is Jenner, that started as a hobby, but then grew. So now it's not absolutely a hobby. It is also a part-time job for me, let's say, because when you are involved with the recordings and with the gigs, it starts to become like a second job or something like that.
Very
Yeah, but we
challenging.
also yeah, but we had some breaks, and we had to, I don't know, organize our time for the schedules for the recordings. Most of the recordings we are doing at our own place, except for the drums and vocals. And the guitars are mostly recorded on my computer, and then I just do the reamps with our producer in the real studio. So it's not like a, I don't know, a big deal regarding to recordings, especially because we are not very professional and can't release those albums like in every 2 years. We have to make a little longer break to have enough time to prepare the material, do everything the right way. So usually releases for Jenner happened in around 4 years, which is, I don't know, big amount of time, but that is simply the way the band can work. Yeah, and then we have the third level, which is the band I joined last year, and that is Frozen Crown. That band is already a professional band, 100%. So we have the most busy schedule with them. Yeah, and I don't know. I just have to mix and to choose which band is the priority, which task is the priority. So far, I think I'm doing okay because of those levels. I mean,
Right.
if I was in two big professional bands, I don't know if I would be able to do to do it like this. So yeah, for example, we are when we are working on the new album, on recording stuff, recording videos. Of course, you have to focus on that. So it's just the logic.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of which, we're going to include your socials links to our episodes, and please do check them out because you have some incredible clips and reels on there. In fact, yesterday I just watched on Instagram your when you were recording your video, so like behind the scenes on recording a video. Can you tell us a little bit about that band and that process you went through with Frozen Crown? Correct?
You mean about the recording music videos, official ones, or those for the social media?
Well, no. What you had on social media was it looks like it was like a behind the scenes of recording your video.
Uh-huh, yeah, but that was I don't know when did you see the that video. But yeah, I mean I usually do those videos for my social media and I started doing it during the COVID pandemic. Uh, and somehow from that period my social medias grew a lot and that brought me a lot of connections and a lot of I don't know recognition amongst brands and among other musicians, also Frozen Crown. Yeah, the news is that we are now finishing our work for the sixth album, which is going to be the first album including me uh, in the booklet, but also in the composing of the songs. So yeah, this April last month, we I went to Italy to record a couple of music videos, but I still can't share a lot of information about that. You know, next couple of months are going to be very exciting for Frozen Crown, for that new album, new stuff, new music videos. So everything is going to be revealed slowly.
That's
And
good.
unfortunately, I can't share it until
That's
it's official. Yeah.
see that you've
Talk
got
about
a
that tour. I
yeah,
mean,
yeah. We see that you've got a big tour coming up with Frozen Crown, where you're obviously overseas and you're coming to the states too. Um, Tell us a little bit about that. How is this your first time coming to the U.S. touring with doing a major tour like that?
Yeah, actually, that tour was a little unexpected for me, but also for other band members because the invitation was kind of unexpected. Yeah, before the US tour, we already had a scheduled tour around Europe with Beast in Black and Sonata Arctica, and I was already a little bit scared because I haven't been on a major tour. So my first tour with Frozen Crown was in Japan last September, but you know that was just a couple of days. So it was three shows during 1 week, let's say something like that. And I didn't feel the tour vibes. I felt like we were visiting Japan like tourists, and we just played a couple of days. So
okay.
the first big experience was supposed to be with the Beast in Black in November, and that would be like the big tour with the tour buses and the arenas and stuff, and I was like very excited but also very scared. And
Yeah.
then suddenly another invitation to join Camelot and Vision of Atlantis for the American tour appeared, and you know when you get that kind of uh, opportunity you just have to say yes.
Yeah, you
I
can't.
mean, I also had some thoughts and had to see if that is possible. And in the end, I decided, yeah, let's do it. Let's go. I've never been to America. I have a lot of uh, fans and friends in the US. So yeah, I would love to experience also that. And the tour starts in the end of August and will last until the end of September. I think, yeah, it's 1 month long.
Wow.
So yeah, I hope to see you guys there if we are playing close. I don't know if we are
Yeah,
somewhere near you.
we've got a couple dates that are pretty close to
Yeah,
us, and
a couple
and
hundred miles away, but doable.
and some of those venues you're playing at. I've been to a bunch of those venues, but a couple of them you're playing are really really cool. I
Oh,
used to live
great,
right
great.
around the corner from the one you're doing in Phoenix, Arizona. So yeah, there's some very cool venues you're going to be at.
Yeah, I really hope you will be able to come.
Yeah, we would love. In fact, that's our kind of our future what goals for this podcast is we want to be able to like bring this podcast remotely to shows like green rooms while when you're playing at a show and things like that. So that's kind of our goal in the future. But yeah, that would be outstanding. So of the three bands that you play in, it's kind of a tough question because I mean, do you have a preference of which one you put the most effort into? I'm not quite sure how to ask, but I mean, what's your preference of the three bands?
Yeah, I mean, my band, the band I founded with Jenner, and of course I have to put more efforts and energy in that band when something is happening and we have some plans actually. But right now, some people, some person, they were even complaining that I started promoting Frozen Crown more than my own work and my own band. But that is not true. I mean, maybe it is right now because something big is happening in that band. My band is on break, and I simply don't have anything to promote except the last album, which was great, and I really love it. And those songs are really meaningful to me. But some things are happening behind the scenes. For example, I also started composing my own album. Like it is going to be a solo project, and I'm very much involved in that kind of thing, and it's going to be a little different than everything I've done so far. So I'm doing things, but I can't talk about them. That is the magic that is happening behind the scenes. Yeah. So when we have something actual happening, we will share, we will promote, and
I'll definitely be
that is
following it.
normal. Yeah. But
Yeah.
speaking about the effort. Last couple of years were with the Jenner were very exhausting for me, because uh, in Frozen Crown I'm a member with some kind of obligations and tasks, but I'm not the, let's say, band manager or a boss or something that important. In my band, I am everything: the composer, the guitarist, the vocalist, the band manager, the booking agent, graphic designer, marketing agent, I don't know, everything, social media. Yeah, I do everything by myself. So the last couple of years before and during the release date of the album were like very exhausting for me. I went through a burnout phase. So, I always try to do the best as I can. And we also had to organize by ourselves the promotional gig in our city in Belgrade, and that was also like exhausting. But everything pays off in the end because your heart is full. I do these things for passion, for love, and yeah, of course, if you are going to climb the steps to get bigger, to become a bigger band, you have to invest a lot of money, a lot of time. Everything becomes more serious. So it took me a lot of effort to reach this level with my band, and now I don't know what to do. I have to make a little break to maybe to learn something from Frozen Crown crew, from their management, to get some connections to see if the band is supposed to be better and bigger or to stay in this level. I mean, I would also be able to live with that fact. So not all the bands are supposed to be like Iron Maiden. Yeah, especially because from the beginning we already had an agreement to take it low key, not to play some major tours with Jenner because family was the most important for our members, and we just had to accept it. I mean, we are girls. Every kind of change in the families for like pregnancy or something like that is making some how can I say, not the problems but some changes in the band, and we also have to respect people's I don't know, priorities actually. Yeah.
I've got a great
So yeah, so I'm trying to deal with everything. Also, I started 2 years ago. I started teaching guitar lessons, And now I'm combining a lot of different stuff, but they are all related to music. So doing things on social media with a lot of brands and collaborations, playing in those bands, teaching guitar lessons. But I also started online mentorship for people who wants to compose their own music, but they are stuck. So I don't know how to clarify that kind of a job, because I started it without a plan. I just helped a couple of friends to finish some songs, and then I realized a lot of people have the same problems. They need someone to guide them during the composing process. Also, I help them with the drums, with bass, with other instruments they are not able to play. And I see a lot of people are very satisfied and very happy with the results. And I think that that kind of job, let's say, that kind of work with people, when you have that connection with someone, like real connection, not it's not like a pre-recorded course where you just say something and play this, play that. No, this is more intimate, and yeah, and sometimes I even get emotional. I mean, I'm a very emotional person, and when I do with people one on one, especially on their own music, it could be like very beautiful experience. But also teaching lessons one on one is very special, even if they are doing some exercises or playing a song. Whenever you are spending your time to help someone achieve their special goals, that is like very meaningful for me, because all my students are different, and I have different approach with everyone, and I think they love that and they feel that, and everybody's feeling special. And I also feel special because they chose me to be their guitar teacher.
Right. Cool.
That's amazing. That's amazing attitude with everything. Okay, so I'm going to kind of change subjects here just a little bit. I mean, with all the stuff you do musically, there's going to be critics out there that see your picture. Because number one, okay, funny story. When I came here, I showed my wife, your picture and what you do, and she's like, "Oh my God, she's beautiful." I'm like, "Yes, she is, and she's a very talented guitar player." So,
Thank
there's
you.
going to be some critics out there that first thing they see is, your beauty. They're going to see your picture. They're going to be like, "Well, does she really play, or can she really compose, or is this just a sex thing?" Until they hear you play. Obviously, you're very amazing. But do you get any backlash? I mean, with the music you play, the style you play, very heavy, speed metal, death metal, whatever genre people are calling it now. 10 years ago, there weren't too many females in that area doing what you do. Did you find it hard to break into it, being not only beautiful but a female guitarist breaking into what was usually a male dominated area?
Good question, buddy.
First of all, thank you a lot for your compliments. Yeah, recently I started getting a lot of comments that I look like Shakira, and I really love that. I love that. Yeah, because I love Shakira and her style.
Nice.
Uh, yeah, speaking about 10 years ago when I started with, I mean, that now it's even more than 10 years, but let's say around 10 years ago, here in my local area, there weren't many girls involved in music in general. I mean, in metal music and rock music. So when my band appeared, it was like attraction. Especially the first band was also a girl band, but at some point became mixed with the guys. But when we first appeared, it was like, wow, girls are playing. But at that point, we weren't that good of players. But we tried, and we just kept improving. Yeah. So when I started my band, I started playing harder, heavier, and some people already noticed that. And some situations, bad situations with the guys, have happened eventually, but those are not something that were stuck in my mind. I just try to think about all the good experiences that I got from any kind of people involved in music, also not just the musicians, but also the sound guys, the technicians, the producers. I mean, a lot of guys actually helped me reach this level. My boyfriend, my producer, my friends, they are all like male people who saw the potential in me and my band and helped me in some ways to reach this level. So I try to focus on good things. Of course, sexism is always there, especially nowadays. But I see that nowadays there are a lot of girls involved in metal, and I really like that. And I saw a trend of mixing male bands with the female vocals. Especially now, I heard a lot of news with Alisa joining Dragon Force and some other bands uh, join forces with some other female singers. So yeah, it's really cool because the expansion is happening, and the most how can I say, the most intriguing thing is that I was influenced by some metal singers, or I don't know, musicians like Lita Ford, like Dora Pesh, and many of other girls from 80s, 90s, and now I reach the level where some girls are inspired by me. I'm 30, almost 30 years old, and I inspired some girls who are now 15. So that is very meaningful.
That's
Yeah, but the expansion is happening. The girls are all around the metal scene, and that is very. I think that is very good thing also for the metal community and for the females in general.
Well, there's one thing we always do. We ask all these bands this, and anybody that's been a musician for any length of time,
Oh, I know.
us included,
I know where you're
we've
going with
always
this.
had a moment that's called
Oh shit!
when something's happened either in stage or rehearsal or recording where something's just gone terribly wrong or embarrassing. Can you tell us one of those moments of your experience?
Yeah, actually, there are a lot of situations with the oh shit vibe, but the one thing I will probably talk about for the rest of my life is my first show with Frozen Crown. So last year in this period, it was May 10th. Yeah, I was invited to play the tour, but some things just were too complicated to solve in that period. So I decided not to. We decided it's better for me to join for the summer festivals. And then suddenly they got one date in May and the end of the tour, which was like the great opportunity for me to have like a little rehearsal with them and to see if we are fitting well and stuff. And I said, okay, but how are we going to make it with no rehearsals, no anything? I just have to learn the songs, which are very hard to play, and then to show up and like, hey, I'm playing. Yeah, we believe in you. Yeah, they totally believed in me that I would be able to do it, especially because we have the project with the click and some backing tracks like keyboards and stuff, and I have to have in-ear monitors that I've never used before. With Jenner, we always play like a very raw live with no in-ear, with no click, and I simply was used to that kind of vibe. When we play like. And when I joined Frozen Crown, I got the project with the click and with the stuff, and I was literally frozen. And yeah, and I learned the songs and was like, if I do this thing very well, I would be forever proud of myself. And then I traveled to Italy. We had a little rehearsal, which was not like a conventional rehearsal. It was the three of us, the three guitars, with everything inside our ears, with the program and the click and stuff. And that was the only kind of rehearsal we had. Of course, we practiced without the amps, like on the guitars, but that's not the same. So the first full band performance was actually on stage, and we just met. I just came out of nowhere, yeah. And I was already very scared because I've never used the in-ear monitors, and the sound was very strange. It was like too dry. When I play my guitar, I hear what I hear is like I suck badly at playing guitar. Like, why is this sounding so bad? But the problem was that you have to lower the gain so everything could be audible in those earphones. And I had to get used to this to the environment. And I remember I had at least three oh shit situations on stage. So the first one was during the first or second song. So I had this I don't know how we call that part of the monitors. I forgot the name. It doesn't matter. So I accidentally turned the volume too high, and I was like blown. My ears exploded, and I just adjusted the volume. At a couple of seconds later, I accidentally turned it too low, so I heard nothing.
Oh man.
So yeah, during the song, I heard nothing, and I was like, "What? What should I do? Fuck!" And I stopped panicking. Yeah, I calmed down, and I just turned it up a little bit and said, "Oh, I hear it. Okay, everything's fine." And we are playing. We are playing. I'm focusing. Yeah, if you saw some videos, you can see that my face during that concert was like. I was like very grumpy because I was focusing not to mess up everything, and I made a couple of mistakes, but they weren't very audible. We continued playing, and at some point again I don't hear anything. I'm trying to switch the buttons to turn up volume. I don't hear anything. So I see the bassist, Iki, and he was like showing some expressions to me, and then I realized that he accidentally stepped on my pedal and turned off my inner system. What? We are on the third song or fourth, and we had a huge set, like 1 hour and a half, and I already had a couple of breakdowns. So we are playing and everything is okay. At some point, the song Steel and Gold, there is a little part where I have to play the riff and then everybody joins with the drums and with other guitars. Something strange happened and I missed the click. I didn't hear it well because something was changing, constantly was changing inside my ears. I simply wasn't used to that sound, especially because the drums are live behind me, and also I hear some echoes in my ears, and I missed the click, and the whole song went to the wrong direction because, of course, we didn't want to stop the song, but we we had to play it with the wrong click. And, yeah, we managed to play it until the end, but that was the moment I knew I messed up. And the good thing is that we all were there to, I don't know, to just continue with the song. Yeah, yeah, without stopping it. And something else happened. I'm not sure what. And yeah, the first concert was like very traumatic. But you know, when it was finished, I was, I don't know, happy and sad at the same time because you know I did a huge job, and they were like, "This is our best concert ever." I said, "No, I suck." No, what you heard in your in-ears are not the sound that the audience heard, because you know what comes outside for the people in the audience is very mixed and leveled, and we hear mostly ourselves and our mistakes if we made them. So, so yeah, that was a new thing for me, and later I had to get used to it. The second gig was in Czech Republic, I think, where my in-ear was attached to my strap in the back, and for some reason it kept slipping away and falling down, and my earphones got yeah, it happened like 3 times, and during that time I have to stop playing to go to pick up that from the ground to make that on the strap. Yeah, I also have a couple of videos with me having those kind of issues on stage. I don't know. That's like the most memorable traumatic
What's the flavor band that you're
situations
playing
with
for?
frozen crown. For Janer, there was on our concert in Ljubljana in Slovenia in 2024. We were playing as a opening act for Sky Eye, and we just started playing the first song, and there was the amp that was only for me. I used the amp, and we started the song, and during the, I don't know, first chorus or something, nothing. Just I don't hear the guitar. Nobody hears the guitar. The amp was broken. So that special amp that brought just for me happened to be broken. Something was off. So we had to, stop and say sorry, blah blah blah, find something else to adjust on stage. And that kind of situations, people usually do understand, but it lowers the energy a lot,
Yeah.
especially since I was very, um, I don't know, I got pissed a little bit. I know it's not nobody's fault, but why always everything bad has to happen to me? And I was like very stressed, and then my throat got dry and stiff, and I couldn't sing very well because of the stress, and I couldn't share my energy with the people because I was pissed. So that kind of situations are something that you can't control, but in a way you have to control, I mean, yourself, because you are not just a performer, you have to entertain the people in the audience. And if you come on the stage and just stand and don't talk anything, or just play something that's like, even if it's technical, if it's not interesting, it's boring and people will get bored.
Yeah.
So yeah, but shit situations happens all the time. We have to learn something from that and to keep going. That is the point.
And plus, we're all our worst own, we're our worst own critics.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
So we're
Yeah, yeah,
any musicians like that too. You just pick on yourself. You think you have terrible concert, and then everybody's saying, "Well, it was great." I've experienced that so many times. I know you have as well.
Oh
It's
yeah.
like you think you're having a bad night, but the crowd really got into it. So it's like that's just part. That's just
yeah,
part of life.
Going back to
yeah. Sometimes you make a lot of mess and a lot of mistakes, but you make a great energy and people are loving it and they came to have fun. So yeah, I totally understand. I'm a little bit, I mean, this is maybe off topic, but my new album is not going to be very funny because it's like a progressive heavy metal stuff, and I do sing, but it's very personal, and mm, it's not that funny. Maybe it's cool to relate with it if you had some kind of same situations. But I think I might not be able to even play that album live at all. And now, when you mentioned the concerts and the energy and stuff, I'm not even sure how the people would react to it. I mean, I can't wait to share it and to see the reactions, but I am very aware of the fact that people love fun music and they want to dance and to jump, not to cry
Yeah.
on the concerts. I mean, of course, you have to shed a tear here and there if there is an emotional moment, but when everything is related, oriented around those kind of, I don't know, emotions or struggles, it's very personal. You have to dig in music before you go to the concert. So we'll see. I'm very excited about everything.
Cool. Have you put a name to your new solo project yet, or I mean, as far as a album name?
No, I didn't come up with these kind of details, but it's going to be like a little conceptual album. But I try to make all the songs. If you listen to the album together from the first to the last song, it makes sense. But I would also love each song to have their own sense in a way.
Right.
So it's a little tricky, yeah. Especially because I went to through that uh, new a new stage in life, and that kind of period was very hard for me. You know, when uh, I told you that I was in a medical school, medical faculty. I graduated actually from the faculty of medicine, and later I just decided that's not for me, and I would love to pursue music as a career. And you know, that moment when you have to let the old you go
Mm.
is very painful and very hard. And also, I had a lot of major changes in life after that. When I joined Frozen Crown, my life changed a lot because everything started to be more serious. I reached some goals that I was trying to achieve some for some years, for I don't know, couple of years. I was trying to make my music my career, and when I reached that level, I was like, okay, what now? What should I do? I don't know. I'm lost. Is this what I wanted? But it's very strange. I don't know. So I passed through very difficult mental, how can I say, period when I was,
Yeah.
yeah, when I was I had to let go of my old self and to embrace the new version and new job, new life, everything is new. So that period is mostly portrayed in my solo album. And you know, now since a lot of time, not a lot, but quite some time passed, I don't even feel all those things anymore at 100%, but I still can remember those feelings when I had it. They were very, I don't know. I literally felt those things that I sing about in the solo album, and this is the first time that I'm going to be the only one involved in everything except I even made the drums, but I think I will have to find a drummer who will adjust the program's drums or even record. I love live recorded drums. And
You're
there
fine.
were some,
Well, so you got a great
yeah,
drummer right here.
yeah. So I'm not sure. I'm still not sure if it's going to be one way or another. And also there are going to be some piano parts. I even wrote the ballad on the piano, which is very emotional, and that is also very strange for me to share with the world because you know I was always like a lioness, the strong one, the someone who is fighting. We are playing hard, aggressive. We are strong, independent women. And now I'm at the state of my life where I'm feeling everything, feeling all my emotions actually, and let them let myself express through music, and that is very valuable for me. So I even wrote the piano ballad that is very meaningful for me, and you know that is going to be like one big change in my career. I'm going through from I don't know, Never Say Die or Prove Them Wrong, which are very aggressive songs,
Yes.
to the song that is very melancholic. So I try to not limit myself with genres. I try to just do what I feel. So it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, that's amazing. I mean, you're very insightful and passionate about, sounds like everything that you do. What what's your next goal? I mean, you've accomplished being the rock star now with Frozen Crown and doing the big tours. Do you have any long-term goal that you'd like to satisfy beyond that?
That is a hard question because until a couple of years ago, I think I was too afraid to have some big goals. I don't know why. That's simply maybe because I'm from the small town here in Serbia. And we are not even in, I don't know, we are somehow outside of the Europe. And being a person who is standing um, in Serbia and going out there in the world playing shows is very meaningful for me. And now I don't have a very strict plan what should happen in my life. But yeah, now I have plans to do the tours with Frozen Crown, to work on my solo project, and to possibly work on some new songs for Jenner. But that is like not a highest priority. I would love to finish that solo album and to release it, because you said I accomplished a lot of things and I'm a rock star and stuff. I don't feel like that, especially because my social medias are doing very very well. I have some fan base, but when you write my name in, I don't know, Spotify, Google, or something, there is no music related to my name. There is a music related to my band, but a lot of people don't even know that I have a band and that I'm the main composer and that I'm actually the mastermind of that band. So at some point, I had to change members too frequently for the band. And even though I accepted the fact that I am the band, I just wanted to have something that is personal for me and related to my name, my stage name, Alexandra Lioness. And I think it's very important, at least to have that one album out. I don't care about the stream numbers, if it's going to be like the most popular album in the world. I don't care about that. I just care about the expression, the music, the the meaning of everything. I know that those songs would mean to some people. I have also a small, not quite a small. I have a very nice community on Patreon with those people who are following me and supporting me for a couple of years. They are like true supporters, and here I share some backstage moments, early access, exclusive, I don't know, footage or audio previews, or maybe some my views or on something that I don't usually share on social media, that personal kind of stuff. So I already know that they like what I'm doing with my solo project, but if they like it, I guess some other people will like it too. And I will try to do it the most professional way I can in the terms of releasing. It's going to be the full album. I plan to record music videos and to do the regular promotion, but I can't promise about the concerts and tours with my solo project. But yeah, I always play with Frozen Crown live, so I will not have that kind of gap that I'm missing a stage.
Yeah.
I mean, right now I do miss a stage because I haven't been playing since December. And the first concert, the only headlining concert with Frozen Crown is going to be on 13th of June in Germany. So yeah, the only concert for this year, it's headlining, and after that we have those tours. So it's going to be full of playing live and full of experiences. And yeah, I literally can't wait. So no big goals for now. I'm just going with the flow.
There you go. So I know this show is all about you, but do you have any names you want to throw out there as far as musicians you've played with that you just want to get them exposed on the podcast here?
Do you mean the bands I played with,
Yeah,
share the stage with?
play with that, and you just want to recognize.
I'm happy that we are going to share the stage with those bands on tours with the Vision of Atlantis, Camelot, also with Sonata Arctica and Beast in Black. Yeah, and I can't wait to play next year. We announced the festival for next year, and we're going to play with Lordi. I love Lordi.
Nice.
Yeah, so I would love to share stage with them. Also, I missed the opportunity because we were playing at the same festivals, but not on the same day. So I couldn't see King Diamond, which is one of my favorite bands and musicians and artists. And I really hope to share stage with him someday. Yeah, that would be great.
Very cool.
Nice. Well, with our podcast, I mean, when we first started this, it was all about helping other musicians, that are maybe just starting out, going from
It still is. Yeah.
their bedroom, yeah,
Yeah.
still is, from going from basically their bedroom to being on stage for the first time. Any advice that you have for new musicians, maybe especially female musicians that are just starting to break into music and trying to get out there and try to form a band or do whatever? What kind of advice would you give to an aspiring musician to make it to where you're at?
Yeah, actually, I get that question not a lot, but from time to time, and mostly from girls because they see what they saw what I did, but somehow, a lot of things happened behind the scenes. And my advice and the thing that I did and keep doing is that you have to make the approach to music like that is the one thing that you really, really, really love to do, and you'll be doing that no matter what. So if I'm in music to earn money, to become famous, and to I don't know what, you probably will not get that like that. I did everything because I felt it here, and I just wanted to do it no matter what. I did it for free. I did it in the terrible circumstances. I did it in the garages, in the bad studios, bad I don't know, rehearsal rooms, bad I don't know, those local clubs that are small. So everything you do around music should be something you are very devoted to. If you are passionate about it, if you just want to do it for fun, then you have to find your own way. I can help you. I was always driven by passion and by love for music, and I don't regret anything. Everything I did, I think it's brought me something good on a long run. So in a short run, you don't see any benefits. Maybe, I don't know. For example, people are usually asking questions about social media and posting, I don't know, covers and videos and stuff. You won't get a great collaboration deal with some huge brand if you just post one reel once. No, you just have to do it a lot of times. A lot of times you have to invest your time. You have to invest a little bit in your gear. For example, the lights, the setting. If you want it to look cool, yeah, of course you have to sacrifice something. For example, I spent a lot of days creating my own home studio and working on that. I don't know, how I behave in front of camera, how I play, how I act in front of the camera while I'm playing. Also learning a lot about graphic design, about marketing, about so it's not only about love and passion and playing. You have to be involved in a lot of different branches there are around the music
Promote
if
yourself.
you want to succeed. Yeah, so I just I think I today replied to a girl who asked me the same kind of question. Yeah, you just have to be everywhere in a way, and to have contacts and to be good with people who are doing the similar thing, and to support each other. That's very important, especially nowadays. So yeah, always invest in yourself, always improve, always practice, learn. That is my advice. You can't succeed if you're not doing those.
Wow. Excellent advice. Excellent advice.
It's too much, but it's it's like that.
Alexander, this has been an absolute pleasure speaking to you, and everybody listening. Please do follow her socials, and we will include our links and her links as well on all our episodes. Please do check her out. In closing, is there anything you'd like to say in closing?
yeah, I would like to say that I really had a great time with you guys, and I would also love to say hi to all the listeners of your podcast. It was very nice and very cute and very intimate. So a message for your listeners is to stay heavy and to
Yes.
listen to yeah to listen to the great music, to never stop listening to great heavy metal, and yeah, that's it basically.
Very cool.
Well, we are going
Thank you
to,
so much for
yes,
everything.
we're going to make sure that everybody knows who you are. We are going to blast you out
We'll
to the
do our
masses. We will do our best.
please share.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it very much.
Thank
All right,
you.
Alexandra, thank you, and please stay on the line. But thank you.